Conventional conference call. For starters, can everyone hear me? If you can, please type yes into your question box now. Wonderful, welcome. We're so happy that you're able to join us today. Our presenters today include Meetingmax President and CEO Jeff Duncan, Director of Client and Strategic Relations Serena Parmar, Client Experience Manager Patrick McCoubry, and myself, Community and Marketing Manager Kelly Husterman. We'll quickly review some housekeeping items. Just waiting for my PowerPoint to catch up here with me. Give me one moment, guys. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for that to load, I'll just say audio. If you've called in by telephone, please enter your audio PIN in now. Your unique audio PIN is listed under the audio section of your dashboard. So hopefully you can find that there and input that. And then the second item is if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please type them into the questions tab. We will address all questions at the end of the webinar. And hopefully you can see on your sidebar there where you can find the questions tab. And just one moment here. Ro, if you're able, can you just advance the screen for me, please? I think we're just having a bit of a delay here. Okay, well, while we're waiting for that, we're just gonna switch over to Pat here and see if we can get our presentation going. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. We're just getting there. Can you advance it there? Okay, perfect. Here we go. We are getting going. So the exciting part of today's call is that we're doing a fun contest. So as most of you know, we're running this exciting contest in which you have the chance to win 10 access codes for the brand new hotel certification program valued at $199. So to be eligible to win, you must answer all 4 poll questions throughout the webinar. The winner will be randomly selected after the webinar and will be announced in my post-webinar e-blast. So Patrick will explain exactly how the hotel certification program works later in the webinar. So moving on to our agenda for the day. So Jeff is going to give us a welcome address. I'll then walk you through what to expect at Unconvention 2017. Serena will then give you updates on the front end redesign. And then Pat will walk you through different ways Meetingmax supports you. And finally, we'll end with a Q&A. So Jeff, I'll turn it over to you. Can you please talk about why we host this call annually?
Absolutely. Thanks, Kelly, and a warm welcome to everyone. I love how I'm deemed as a panelist, despite the fact that I have had to do not nearly as much work as the rest of the panelists. I just wanted to come in and have a quick address with you. I just want to let you know that, looking down the list of folks on the call today, we have a great mix of both veterans of Meetingmax and new members to the MMX family. And for those of you who are relatively new, one thing you will find out, if you haven't already, is that we tend to do things a little bit differently here. We don't operate like your usual corporation. Some have even told us that we have a tendency to do things a bit unconventional. I guess, this in essence is why we created the Unconvention, and the Unconvention being our annual user conference that we'll hopefully see you guys at this spring. The Unconvention is about aiming to educate and to connect, and it's about us exemplifying our 6 core values as a company. Now, the downside to the Unconvention is that we only really have this opportunity to do it once a year. So I guess it was for this reason, and really our desire to bring together our community, knowing that you guys are our tribe, that several years back we decided in kind of our own tongue-in-cheek way, which we tend to do, that we're going to do something completely conventional, and we're going to create this conventional conference call. As an organization, we don't take our role in your world lightly. We realize that together we are helping reshape the meetings industry with you. Partnered together, we're doing some super magnificent things. This is really our opportunity, this conventional conference call, halfway between the last Unconvention and the next Unconvention, to get around the table with you guys, to share, to listen, and to learn from each other. So with that, I'm very proud to kick off this year's conventional conference call, and I will pass it back to Kelly. Kelly?
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. So let's jump further into Unconvention. So for those of you that are new to Meetingmax, the Unconvention is our annual user conference hosted in Vancouver, BC each April. We don't believe in sitting in one ballroom each day. It's too boring. Like Jeff said, we like to keep our work and our conference unconventional, and we do that at the Unconvention by moving to various venues throughout the day and really trying to foster a sense of community and teamwork among our attendees. The 2017 event will take place April 10th to 12th, and our theme for 2017 is Breathe Easy. We all know that life is stressful, so we want to make this conference as relaxing as possible. Expect us to weave in elements of meditation, yoga, nature, and maybe even a little green juice and kale. So why should you attend the Unconvention? Number one is event success. You'll receive hands-on training inside the Meetingmax system. Increase your knowledge to increase the success of your events. Number two is expert knowledge. You'll be able to attend education sessions hosted by Meetingmax experts. Expect sessions from all-stars on our team, like Serena, Pat, Farah, Jeff, and of course the housing experts are experienced Meetingmax users. Number three is a return on your investment. You'll be able to identify new opportunities in Meetingmax to generate revenue. One attendee said they hit their ROI within minutes of the first breakfast, talking housing with other users. Which leads us to point four, connect with other housing users. The Unconvention is a great platform to connect with housing professionals and grow your personal network. So let's take a look at a few quotes from last year's participants. So our attendees are a mix of meeting planners, convention services and technology staff from CBBs, and event managers. So up first, we have Shane from Visit Plano saying, the Unconvention is the only conference that I attend that really gets into the nuts and bolts of event housing, allowing me to learn new trends, methods, and proven best practices for managing housing events. Next, we have Megan from Visit South Bend, who said, being very new to the Meetingmax system, I found my attendance vital for the future success of the system, hotels, and clients. And finally, we have a quote from Linda at South by Southwest, which says, anyone who uses Meetingmax would benefit from the Unconvention, and anyone handling group housing for events would benefit from Meetingmax. So every year we offer an incentive to register early, and in keeping with our theme of Breathe Easy, we're offering free entrance to the Healing Gardens at Bloedel Conservatory to all guests who register before December 31st. So if you've already registered, then you automatically qualify to receive this free gift. So you might be thinking, what the heck is a healing garden? We gain positive effects on our emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and social well-being from being exposed to nature. So a healing garden engages the senses, and the Bloedel Conservatory does just that. So payment for the conference is not due until March, so if you plan on attending, I highly recommend you register before the end of the year to take advantage of this early bird gift. And then finally, let's talk about the education sessions you can expect to see at the Unconvention. The education at the Unconvention focuses on running successful housing events, capitalizing on system features, uncovering new revenue streams, and staying current of industry trends. Last year, we had a great mix of guest speakers, client presentations, and Meetingmax-led education. Based on your feedback, the most popular sessions were Freak Factor by David Rendell, learning about different group needs and how to execute them in Meetingmax, and learning best practices for working with your hotel partners. In 2017, you can expect to see sessions on fine-tuning your events, interactive roundtables, strengthening hotel relationships, and hands-on lab time. We would love your suggestions as we finalize the education. So you have until the end of November to submit either a session you would like to present or just submit an idea for an education session that you would like to see. I will include a link in my post-webinar email where you can submit your ideas. So with that, we're going to jump into our first poll of the day. So as we shape the education, I would love to know what learning formats you prefer. So again, remember guys, you have to answer 4 poll questions in order to be eligible to win our gift. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch this here. So what's your favorite learning format at conferences? Do you prefer interactive? You like games, speaking opportunities, and hands-on experiences? Or do you prefer roundtables where everyone can share? Maybe you prefer TED-style presentations where you have multiple speakers with short presentations. Maybe you prefer a keynote presentation. You like to sit back and take notes. Or do you prefer case studies, a chance to review and analyze real-life examples? So I'll leave this poll open for another few seconds here, so please make your selection now. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and close this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's see what you guys want. Okay, so it looks like majority of you are looking for interactive hands-on sessions. and then quite a bit of interest in roundtables as well. So thank you. That's really great to know as we move into that planning section. Okay, and then the last thing I want to touch base on is our latest resource, the book on housing. So for best housing practices outside of the Unconvention, this is your new go-to guide. We've teamed up with industry experts to create a free resource which includes strategies to increase event revenue, boost attendee satisfaction, strengthen partner relationships, protect your room blocks from poachers, and amplify the economic impact of your events. So I encourage you to check it out, and I'd love to hear your feedback. And now I'll pass it over to Serena, who will update you on the Front End Redesign.
Perfect. Thanks, Kelly. And thanks everyone for joining the call today. I'm honored to give you an update on our progress of the new Front End Redesign. Now, many of you on the call actually had a chance to test out the new design during a hands-on lab we had at the 2016 Unconvention earlier this year. We gained some valuable feedback on the spot that we were able to implement to the design. And I want to personally thank you for that. Now, it was exactly 1 year ago on this conventional conference call where I walked you through the mock designs of the new front-end design. Today, I'd like to give you an update on how many clients are actively using the new design, review some testimonials, and as well as give you a snapshot of some of the features we're looking to focus on for 2017. Just move to the next slide. There we go. So to date, we have successfully moved over 76% of our clients from the classic view to the new design. These clients are moved over in waves based on the feedback we received from the survey sent out after the Unconvention and again in the summer, trying to determine the best timeline for each of you. One of our big successes with the move was that we spent additional time ensuring that the transition was seamless as possible to minimize the disruption of your workload as well as your attendees. And I feel we were able to achieve this. Now let's review some testimonials from what our clients are saying. And I apologize, there's just a little bit of a delay with my slides. So the first testimonial I have is from Megan, also from Visit South Bend, and her testimony is updating our hotel profiles, and the front-end redesign is very easy and convenient thanks to the form Meetingmax provided. Our hotels were able to fill out the forms, and it took me only a minute to update each profile. The form Megan is referring to is available in the TCP that Patrick created. The next testimonial is from Sandy from Apex. The transition to the new front end has been seamless. I was easily able to recreate an event on the new design with over 40 hotels and almost 50 subblocks without any obstacles. I just want to give a shout out to Sandy. I'm not sure if she's on the line, but Sandy's been working with us very closely the past few months, giving us amazing feedback as well as fine-tuning the actual features of the system. So thank you very much, Sandy. And then the last testimonial we have from Shay from Louisville Sluggers, and it says, I am absolutely in love with the new front end of Meetingmax. It allows me to be creative and personalize each event. It has a very clean look and is user-friendly for our teams. It allows our guests to search exactly what they are looking for with all the new filters. Thanks so much, Shay, for that testimonial. And let's take a look at maybe one of Shay's events to see how she's using her creativity. So we have here is the start page of an event taking place at the Louisville Sluggers Sports Complex. The few areas I want to point out on this page are basically she's gone ahead and uploaded a custom skin showcasing one of the many softball fields her facility is known for. Then she also added a design prepared by obviously her design team of a transparent header that showcases their logo and the Louisville Sluggers online system. I want to point out that we did not have an option for transparent headers in the in the past system, and I feel this look really suits the page. And then finally, she chose to use the red for the event branding and the buttons throughout the reservation page. So I think she did a really good job of branding this page quite well for her event and her facility. Now we'll go on to the second page, which is the hotel list. And here, again, just going to point out the transparent header as how it would appear moving through the rest of the reservation process. She's also just highlighted and used some of the filters and filters and sorts that we have in the system. So she'll use the alphabetical sort, the headquarter, as well as she's added some amenities, some filters, the star rating, the price filter, and then the amenities filter there. Again, pointing out that we did not have the ability to sort by amenities in the past, and this is a new feature that really helps the attendee refine their search and determine what hotel and room type they want to choose based on the amenities offered. The next example I want to use is, or I have for you, is from Visit Milwaukee, and thank you, Kathy, for letting me use your event. Kathy is using, actually this is a volleyball event hosted over multiple weekends. Therefore, Kathy has decided to bundle the events on one custom group link. She's also added the single skin and then branded the page with the red that matches the Badger Region volleyball logo. The one thing I want to point out as well as an improvement on this page is that we now have the ability, or you now have the ability to search for a number of rooms available at a specific hotel. This is very important when you're working with sporting events and there's group managers that are looking for large group blocks. Now we'll move on to the hotel list. And you can see that Kathy has used different filters than Shane's example earlier. In this particular case for a sporting event, she has used the amenities filter, but she's also used the beds per room filter. So again, the case of a team manager or someone looking for a specific number of beds in a room, they can filter by this new filter. And then I'm going to give you one third example. I used two sporting examples earlier, and now I'm going to use a conference event. And here we have a conference event. Let's take a look here. I want to thank actually Tina. I think you're on the line and just taking a peek on who's registered. I want to say thanks to Tina for sharing this with us. And as you can see immediately, the planner here has taken advantage of the start message to communicate the strict policies that they have. And the booking procedures, which is very important. The new item that we've added on this page, and we'll follow through the entire booking process, is the icon on the side that is a mail icon. Similar to the social media designs that we have, you can now upload the email address in the icon rather than adding it in the messages throughout the event. This may minimize the amount of text that you have during the booking process. Now moving on to the next slide, again, the hotel list. I just want to showcase how amazing the page can look if you're using, or if you can locate some great images of your hotels. Branding really makes the page pop out, and I think here using this specific property, but there's quite a few properties in the hotel list here that had some great photos. And then, now we're able to expand the hotel overview and view the description, confirm the check-in and check-out times, and the hotel amenities for the property, all which are new to the design, and I feel that's helping with the overall booking process for the attendee. I hope that gives you a good overview of some of the events that are currently taking reservations in the new design. Now, the slide here is basically giving you, I guess some people on the line are going, what about us? Why are we still on the classic view, and when will we be moving over? So we currently still have about 24% of our clients that have currently do not have access to the new front end. As mentioned earlier, we did move people or clients over based on the survey results we received, but some of our clients have additional add-ons or customizations added to their system that require further development in order for us to match these upgrades. Other clients have elected to wait during live events, and it's just a busy time for them. And then finally, we have other clients on the line or who have integrations such as with e-commerce sites or registration systems, where again, we're going to require more development in order to match these upgrades to the system. Whatever the case may be, I just want to let you know that we haven't forgotten about you. We are working on this development, and if you haven't heard from me and you're wondering what your timeline will be, please reach out to me after the call. I feel I have been in contact with most of you, but I just want to make sure that everyone's up to date. And then moving on to the next slide. There has been one consistent question I have received as I've been moving people over the last few months. And the question is, can I move my existing events to the new design? And my answer was always soon. Not now, but soon. And I'm happy to announce today that that time has finally come. We recently released a new tool that allows you to convert your event to the new look. Let me walk you through the steps. So for those of you who have access to the Front End Redesign, you may have noticed the letter C beside some of the events when you're on your Manage Events page. You can simply click on the event that you would like to convert, and it'll take you into the event itself. Then you can proceed to the Event Actions drop-down and click on the Convert Event option. From there, you'll receive a pop-up window reminding you of everything you'll need to do once the convert is complete. I just want to point out a few areas that are important from this list. Let's see if my mouse works here. So the first one is just the messages. We have done a great job of mapping the messages in the back end. So for example, step 1 message in Classic View will now go to the start message, and so on. However, I would highly recommend that you audit the messages after the convert has taken place. Just remember that there's less, you don't require as much instructional verbiage on the messages now, since the system is more user-friendly. So I would definitely audit that after your launch to make sure everything matches up. The other one is basically the event branding. I've shown you some branding examples just a few minutes ago, but make sure you have the header and skin, if you're going to be using them, ready before you convert, because the specs have now changed, and so you want to make sure you're updating those as soon as the conversion has taken place. And then finally, the page code and subblock links. The URLs for the front-end redesign are different. We have designed the Convert to automatically redirect the links to the new links. However, just keep an eye on that, and if you want to update those links, you can do so as well. So, and then you can see here, as always, you can always go to the Meetingmax wiki and review the information. Patrick's done a great job of preparing an FAQ, so you know exactly what to do once you convert your event. And then let's move on to what we're going to do for the rest of the year as it's coming to a close. I just want to share 2 little add-ons that we're hoping to accomplish before we wrap up the year. I'll just wait a minute for my slide to catch up. So the first one is just we want to add a mapping tool to the new design. We will be adding the ability to view your hotels on a map as seen here. The hotels will be listed on the right, and you can simply click on the hotel to view the location and book a room. Once this is released, you will no longer need to manually create your own Google Maps. And then the second item is just when you complete a reservation on the front end, we want to add some additional options for the final confirmation page. And you can see here we have now save to PDF, printing, submit a change request. And I didn't have the full mock, but the other designs that I've been given will also will allow you to redirect the user to an additional page, like the event homepage, email the confirmation to someone else, and of course make another reservation. So just a few little things that you'll be able to view before the year comes to an end. And then, as I mentioned when I first started my presentation, is that I want to share with you a little bit about what we're planning to do for 2017. And as most of you know who are our clients, that we always want to hear from you, as we want to be pushed in the direction that you need us to in order to simplify your housing needs. So I'm going to walk you through 4 improvements we are planning to do for 2017, and then I'm going to conduct a poll for you to vote on which feature you're either most excited about or you feel would have the most impact on your daily housing needs. Now, please be advised, these are only mocks, and they haven't been finalized, so bear with me as I walk through them. So the first mock here is the waitlist by night feature or waitlist feature. And this basically is with allowing you to place reservations on the waitlist. So with the help of some of our partners, we have been creating a flexible waitlist tool that allows attendees to submit waitlist reservations for a specific hotel and a room type on any given night. When using this feature, the hotel, in this case, or the room type will show available for only waitlist reservations rather than indicating as sold out. From here, you can go ahead and click on the Show Availability button to find out more about what is available. So I'll just proceed to the room details page to see what is available for the room types of this property. So I have two examples here for waitlist reservations. The first example is that let's just say the attendee in this example is checking in on the Wednesday and checking out on the Friday. And this is a classic case. As you can see, the shoulder nights, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday are on the wait list. So if the attendee wanted to stay perhaps over the weekend, they can actually book the Friday and Saturday and complete a reservation. However, those nights that they are added would only be on the wait list until the event manager approved those nights. And this is a classic case of not having any shoulder nights booked on your booked for your event. And then we'll go on to the second example here is basically this is the Deluxe Harbor View room. And in this example, I'm not sure if you can see that, but basically the attendee has chosen check-in on the Wednesday, check-out on the Saturday. However, one of their main nights, the Friday, is not available. And let's just say Thursday, Friday are the peak nights. In this case, the attendee can go ahead and complete the reservation and then basically be put on the wait list for that one night that they're looking to stay. Whatever the case may be, I'll just move to the next slide. The whole objective is to solve those two scenarios of inventory not available on the peak night or on the shoulder nights. Now the attendee can complete a reservation being on either of those scenarios, and then have an event manager follow up with them to confirm those nights. Here we just have a message advising the attendee that they're on a wait list, and then the wait list night is actually flagged in the confirmation as well as on the acknowledgement email here. And then, so that's the first feature I wanted to showcase. The next one is improving the emails. We've been working with a designer to accommodate a new design, and you can see here that we are looking to change the design to add the potential hotel image, modifying the change requests and cancellations, the room type breakdown, PCI information, hotel loyalty, ETA, and of course a placeholder perhaps for group information. And then finally the group reservation agreement. I apologize for the delay there on your end. We're basically just trying to take some of the feedback we received from you about moving the text around, updating the layout, and improve on the design, and obviously make it consistent with the new FBR. And that's not the final mock, but just one of the mocks that we've, at this point, have approved thus far. And then we've got third item that you'll be able to vote on later is just basically preview or test mode. As Shay mentioned earlier in her testimonial, the new look and feel allows you the ability to be creative with branding, filters, and images. So we're planning to create the ability for you to launch your event in a preview mode so you can test your new design, make test reservations without affecting the real inventory, and ensure that no attendees are able to access the link before launch. And here you can see just a screenshot of the event launched live, but the event preview is there. Just highlighting that you're in preview mode. And then finally, we've got the change request layout. This is the fourth item that you can vote on, or fourth feature. So we will be moving the change request page to resemble the new look and feel. And then what we'll eventually do is relocate the cancel button and the make a payment button in the existing design, as well as we'll add the ability to add the estimated time of arrival, We want to also add the ability for the attendee to add your hotel loyalty number, as well as change and update your personal contact information. We feel that in conjunction with a new design and adding these new change options, this will reduce the number of phone calls or emails you receive to making these changes on behalf of the attendee. Now, those are the 4 features that we're looking to do next, we'll work on next year, but we want to kind of find out from all of you which feature you're most excited about. So we'll launch the poll. So the waitlist reservation or waitlist by night, new email design, test mode, and change request. So I will wait a few more minutes for everyone to vote. We've got a few more people coming in. Okay, and I will go ahead and close the polls. And I will share the results. So it looks like with the waitlist is definitely one of the leaders, and then an email design, test event mode, and change request. So thank you everyone for the feedback there, and we'll take that into consideration when we're developing our plan for 2017. So I hope you've enjoyed just the updates on where we're at with moving people on to the new front-end redesign, as well as new features for next year. If you have any questions, by all means, please contact me. I'm always here to help and answer any questions. And then now I'm just going to pass it on to Patrick. He's going to share what he's been working on with the training certification program.
Awesome. Thanks, Serena. There's a lot of exciting things to look forward to. That's awesome. I wanted to spend some time now looking at just some of the resources we offer. But before we dive in, I want to take a poll to find out what resource do you use the most often. Do you use the MMX Wiki, the training certification program, the consulting packages, or our monthly training calls? Which one of those do you use the most often? I'm going to let you guys have a chance to answer those. Give you a couple more seconds. All right, I'm going to close it in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So if we look at those, it looks like the majority of you are using the MMX Wiki and the training certification program. That's awesome. And those kind of do work in conjunction together. So that's really fantastic to hear. And both relatively new resources available. The second part of my poll, and this is the 4th and final poll that I'll mention, is that I want to know, I'm curious to know, I should say, is how often you use the resource that you selected in the first option. So whatever option you just selected, how often do you turn to that as a resource? Do you do that? I'm sorry, I don't know if my slide continued or not, but do you use that daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly? So again, I'll leave that open for you guys a little bit. I'll give you a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and share that. And it looks like the majority of you are going into that on a monthly basis, which is great. I mean, ideally, we'd like you to be going in on a daily basis, but I'll take monthly. That's a good start. So that's great information for me to know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Get back on track here. So although we offer a number of resources, I want to spend time today focusing on these 5. The training certification program, the MMX Wiki, consulting packages, our LinkedIn user group, and the monthly training webinars. Starting with the TCP. As I'm sure some of you are aware, we've recently added 2 lessons to the TCP. This is one of the great benefits of the program. For those of you who may remember when we released the reskin, you'll remember that we had pre-scheduled training webinars that you had to fit into your schedule in order to get the monthly, or to get the new information, sorry. Well, those days are over. Everything is now on demand and can be loaded to your existing training plan, just like these 2 FER lessons were. For those of you who hadn't had a chance to do it, make sure you get in and check those out. They're in your existing Meetingmax certification program. To date, we've had 60% of the people on this call today go through the the event training. And that's great numbers. We're super thrilled with that, and a great way to just keep updated with all the active changes we're making in the system. We also changed these lessons to use a click-through format instead of the video format, which is kind of a good segue into what's coming up for the TCP. we are in the early stages of updating the TCP to a more engaging, interactive format, very similar to the FER lessons that you see in there today. That being said, I'm intrigued to hear from you guys. Do you prefer the traditional video format or the new click-through format used in the FER lessons? I've actually started a thread on the LinkedIn user group where some of you have provided some insights, so please continue to do so, or email me following the webinar and let me know your thoughts. Additionally, we want to streamline how you access information, so we're introducing the MMX library. This is a compilation of 2 to 5 minute videos on any given topic. So for example, if you're looking on a refresher on how to add inventory to an event, you will no longer have to watch the entire lesson on adding inventory or creating an event. You can simply watch this 3-minute video from the MMX library solely on adding inventory. And we're looking forward to launching the MMX library in 2017. Next, the much anticipated hotel certification program. So this consists of 5 lessons, and I'm super thrilled to say that this is currently in beta right now. This is currently in beta with a few select clients. We built the program using a click-through format in order to keep the hotel partners engaged. You can see a screenshot here of what the program is going to look like, with the idea being that they're navigating their way through the actual system. The program covers all of the basic functionality of the hotel control panel, from processing reservations to processing change requests, and even processing rooming lists. Although access to the Meetingmax certification is included in your license agreement, and this is for internal training of your team members, the hotel certification program is a paid-for resource. You can purchase bundles of users, and all users within that bundle get access to the program for a 12-month period. So hopefully, now that you have more information on the hotel certification, the contest of 10 free users, valued at $199, is that much more exciting, and hopefully you were able to answer all 4 poll questions there. Next, I wanted to spend some time looking at the MMX wiki. We've been working really hard to make sure that the wiki stays updated and relevant. As Serena mentioned, as we're making updates in the system, we're timing the updates to the wiki to be corresponding with those releases, so it's as updated as it can possibly be. I thought I would walk through how I navigate my way through the wiki. So let's just say I'm trying to find out more information on adding hotel users. I would start by clicking the panel I'm looking for in the table of contents on the right-hand side. So in this case, I'm going to click Master Control Panel, and that's going to jump me down to the different panels here. From here, I'm going to click on View User Manual for the MCP. Again, using the table of contents to quickly jump down the page, I click on Tab Descriptions, which takes me to the different tabs within the MCP. And then from there, I can simply select which tab I'm looking for, in this case, Hotel Users. So remember, I can always access the table of contents to jump around the page I'm on. It may shrink a little bit, but you can always click on that and expand that to jump around that page. And this is a great way to bring up information if you know where to look. For instance, I know that the hotel users are in the master control panel, and I know they have a tab. But you can also search for content as well. We've worked on adding page names to as many pages as possible to make searching easier and quicker. We found the results page can be confusing in that you don't really know where you're going to end up when you click on a result. With page names, you'll now see a corresponding panel beside the search results. So in this case, on the example, you could see MCP reservation, MCP events, PCP reservation. So you know exactly which panel and which page you're going to. We've also added quick links to the top of the search results, which quickly allow you to access that page. So in this case, I've searched for reservation, and this is going to make it very clear as to which reservation page I'm going to, whether it's the master control panel, the hotel control panel, or the planner control panel, either full or read-only access. Moving forward to consulting packages. I thought I would share some success stories we've seen with our consulting packages, being that we only introduced these a year ago on the conventional conference call. So we've done a lot of hotel trainings through our consulting packages, and that allows us to be very specific with the details and information we provide to those hotels. So for example, instead of simply saying, you know, at some point you're going to get access to the system and you need to process these reservations either individually or by rooming list, whatever's convenient for you, we can actually change that and say on November 30th, you're going to get access to the system, and all reservations must be processed by December 3rd, and you can easily do this by the rooming list feature. If you have any questions about this, you can contact this specific person, and it just helps the hotels have a better understanding. of the process specific to that event. We've also had some clients take advantage of the Build Me Up Buttercup package. This is ideal if you have limited resources available and a planner wanting to go live with an event on a tight timeline. You can utilize the resources of the Meetingmax team, who can help build or beef up hotel profiles. We can build the event for you in the system. We can even enter your contracts into the hotel inventory page for you. Again, not necessarily things that are difficult to do, but just something that you need a second pair of hands to do sometimes. I also wanted to showcase 2 new potential consulting packages we'll be looking to add in 2017, Facelift and Housing Blueprints. We get asked all the time how people can make their events splashier or how to spruce up the look of their event. Well, the Facelift consulting packages lets you leave that up to our team. We'll take your event logos and colors and make your event look really sharp. And this is especially important with the new front-end redesign because you have such more capabilities with that creativeness, as Shay mentioned. Additionally, the idea behind the Housing Blueprints package is to work with your team to design a housing plan that works for your organization. Ideal for organizations new to housing, or perhaps housing veterans who feel comfortable with where they are, but they want to take their operations to the next level. So look forward to more information about those coming soon. Another great resource is the LinkedIn user group. This is such a great way to access other Meetingmax minds, pick their brains, get feedback, get some insight, or even just to say howdy. If you're not a member of the Meetingmax LinkedIn user group, please join today. It's a great resource for you to utilize. We'll also be continuing to offer our complimentary monthly trainings. The Hotel Control Panel training typically falls on the first Thursday of every month, and this is a very generic training of the HCP covering the entire panel. The Master Control Panel is typically on the typically falls on the third Thursday of every month, and we always build the content for these calls based on who's registered for that call. So not only can you get valuable information from us on the Meetingmax side, but it also allows you the opportunity to interact with other Meetingmaxers. Again, I know some clients like joining these calls just to see how other organizations are using certain components of the feature or to see exactly what kind of questions they're asking to see if it pertains to their operations as well. So, as you can see, there are a variety of resources available to help become housing superstars. Even with all of those resources available, we want to re-emphasize the value of Unconvention. Attending Unconvention will hands down be the best resource. I want to emphasize that. So I just want to pass it back to Kelly quickly to talk on that.
Thanks, Pat. And yes, we can't stress enough the importance of the Unconvention. It's a great opportunity for you to make connections with fellow Meetingmax users and truly understand the system and the tools we offer to help you succeed in housing. So in the spirit of making it fun, which is one of our core values, we decided to include a 5th bonus poll question. So you still need to only answer 4 out of 5 of the polls to enter the contest. So if you miss one poll, now's your chance. So as you know, our 2017 Unconvention theme is Breathe Easy. I want to open it up to you guys to help us with a future year's theme. So what theme of the following would you like to see at a future Unconvention? One option is hockey, poutine, and maple syrup, a truly Canadian Unconvention. Another option we're super stoked on is 90s pop. I think we may even be able to get Patrick to rock bleach tips for this one. Prohibition, but obviously we'll still provide alcohol. It'll just be under the table. And then finally, we could do all things Jeff Duncan, from truffle oil to sweet Caroline. So please go ahead and vote now. And I'll leave this open for a few seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's close that and see what you guys think. All right, Pat, 90s pop is a top choice.
This is the best news I've heard all day, guys.
Awesome, thanks. And we'll now move into our Q&A. So I'll pass it back to Pat, and please type any questions in the questions tab now so that Patrick can address them.
I've been pushing for 90s pop for like a year and a half, guys, so that's awesome. Now I have backup to make sure that we do it. Looking at the questions that are coming in, I'm going to start at the top here. Bear with me. All right. So again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to enter them into the question box there. No, it doesn't look like there's any questions coming in, guys, which is awesome because that means we're so informative that you guys are walking away fully confident. All right. Well, if there's no questions right now, again, you can always feel free to email us afterwards. Mary Wilson from South by Southwest says, can we get help with our Canadian visas? We'll chat offline, Mary. Amy's wondering if we could revisit the hotel forms, where to find them. For sure, Amy. You can find these in the Meetingmax wiki. If you go to the FAQ page of the Front End Redesign, there's a link to the form there. You can also find it in the hotel profile training of the FER in your training certification program. There's a link to the form in there. So there's a couple resources. And if you can't find it in either of those, send us an email and we can attach it in an email for you as well. You are very welcome, Amy. Awesome. Well, again, if you guys do have any questions that come up afterwards, feel free to send us an email. We're happy to help. Kelly's going to work on sending the post-event webinar, or post-event email, sorry, following the webinar. And so hopefully you'll see that. And yeah, I'm going to pass it back to Kelly one last time.
Thanks, Pat. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for joining us today. And thank you for bearing with us as we had a few technical difficulties. I will send a post-webinar email shortly, which includes a copy of the webinar and different resources for you that we talked about on the call today. So keep an eye on your inbox. So thanks again, everyone, and have a great day.